Gaming keyboards are a really confusing space right now, right? You got the custom keyboards, then you got the fast-paced gaming keyboards with Hall effect and rapid trigger switches. You honestly just don't know what to go with now. What I'm going to show you today should really fill that space, being the Razer BlackWidow V4 75%, more importantly, the bare bones we're looking at here, and then of course the Corsair MAKR, if I'm saying that right, the MAKR 75. Again, you can't get this in the bare bones. So what we have here is like a gaming custom keyboard that you can really build out to your own. But what I'd really like to do with these two keyboards is not necessarily review them as I have before. So if you want a standalone deep dive of each keyboard, again, go check out those videos. I did cover them, but I want to kind of go through the test of them. We're going to go in and take them apart and just see what the internals are packing between both of them. Talk about what I have on them as far as switches and stuff, do that sound test, and let you guys decide which one is better. But first, let's go and take a look at what I have on my boards here. And again, you can get both these in bare bones. And that's kind of the key point here, is you can build these out to whatever you like as far as your theme or your switches, whatever. And over here on the Razer, I do have their linear yellow switches, which are pretty much like silver switches as far as actuation and stuff. Really nice and fast and very, very smooth. I also have the Razer Phantom keycaps, which are just super cool. Let me go ahead and plug this in and show you here. I just love them. They just shine through. As you see, if you got your RGB going right there, I keep mine at just solid red. Now I got lights on, so that might dim it out a little bit, but it's just, I don't know, it's just a cool, unique type of vibe right there, right? But anyways, that is what I have on this board. Coming over to the Corsair one, I have the Corsair purple switches, which are just like their traditional linear switches. I think they're at 50 grams if I'm not mistaken, so maybe a little bit heavier, like a cherry black, or, you know, maybe in between like a cherry red type there, you know? As far as these keycaps, which are super cool, they're kind of like that little sketch design. These are just some random keycaps off Amazon that I slapped on here. So again, the cool thing is just being able to design the keyboards on how you want. As far as the Corsair one, I'm actually going to be putting these silver switches on them coming up soon, so to kind of be more in line with the Razer with faster switches for gaming. But again, you can make the boards your own. And taking a closer look at the boards, you can see both PCBs are 5-pin. Now the Razer switches are 3-pin. The Corsair switches are actually 5-pin. The cool thing on the Corsair is take a look at that big chunky spacebar foam in there. Like, oh my gosh, that is absolutely awesome. I mean, we haven't even gotten to the point of taking these boards apart and seeing what they're packing inside, and just looking at them like this from the top down, you can just see all the customization packed into them, from the 5-pin to the stabilizers to the dampening on top, you know what I mean? I would say the only stinker here with the customization is you can't use Hall effect switches, adjustable switches, right? And the only board I've really seen that you can do that, if I can get that out here, is the Glorious one. You can get the PCB on this where you can use 5-pin, 3-pin switches, and also Hall effect switches. That is super cool, and that's something I hope we see from the big manufacturers as well, really giving you the array of just about any switch out there, from regular to Hall effect. That is awesome. And now for the fun part, let's go ahead and take these boards apart and see what they're packing inside. And let's go ahead and start off with the Razer BlackWidow. And that is really all you have to do to get this keyboard apart. You have those 6 screws right there. You don't have to do anything on the top. You don't got those screws underneath the keycaps, which I absolutely love. Inside the keyboard, you can see you got one layer of foam right here. Kind of that, I don't know what you call that, mushy type of foam. Then you got like the tape mod here going all over the entire PCB. As you see, it's pressed down right there. And then in between the PCB and the plate, you got more dampening foam right there. Now, one thing, I'm not sure if you guys noticed here whenever we were taking it apart, as far as on the Razer, you kind of got that gasket mount right up here. And you can see it's going all the way along the top. Now, these are not replaceable or changeable. They are actually taped down to the plate. And then they are also up on the front there as well. And then looking inside it on the bottom, nothing down there, but you do have more dampening over here, if you can see, on the side of the case actually, because you don't have that foam over here on the plate. It's actually on the side, kind of giving you that gasket mounted type of feel, which I'll show you here in a second. And now let's go and take a look at the Corsair board. And same thing with this one. You just got the few screws on the bottom here. You don't have to take off any of the keycaps or anything. It's just simply disconnecting it from the bottom. So now that we've got all of our screws out, we can go ahead and disconnect the Corsair. And take a look at that. The bottom bit just came right off right there. Take a look underneath here, actually. This has some jumbo foam, not foam, but silicone. Just look at that. Like, oh my goodness, all throughout there. And then you got this little foam bit on the top, but that silicone goes all the way to the front and everything. Like, wow, this thing really just has a lot packed into it. Now down here, since we do have the wireless module, which you can get this without wireless, again, you can go bare bones, just straight up core. But anyways, we have the battery right there, which is why we have that space in the middle of the case. Then over here, you have some more foam, and then you got this little plastic layer over that foam. Hopefully you guys can see that in the camera. You see the little reflection coming off. Then you have that foam right there, which is stuck right down to the PCB. And then if we separate that, you can see PCB, more foam, and then into your plate right there. So a whole lot of dampening foam within this keyboard. But now what I'd like to do is give you a sound test and talk about the feel of both of these boards, which that can really vary because again, you can use your own switch out there and then of course your keycaps. But as far as that core feel, I should be able to give you some feedback, but let me let you listen to them first and you can decide which one sounds better. So after listening to both of these keyboards, significantly different, right? And again, that's gonna vary from your keycaps and your switches, but a lot of it does play into the boards themselves. And I think that comes in with the Corsair being like all aluminum around there, still having some gaskets in there. I feel like the Razer one is a little bit more mushy, and that even goes into playing it. If you're gaming with it, heavy presser like myself, you do feel it kind of give way a little bit more. Again, it just has that more, I don't know what you say, kind of a solid sound, like it's just really your press going down there. I will tell you the switches, the Razer yellows feel a little bit scratchier compared to the Corsair purples. Both of them come pre-lubed, but it's just something I do feel. I'm talking, it's mild, like you don't really hear it. You just kind of feel it if you're going one to the other. But sound is personal preference. Now, as far as performance of both of these boards, let me tell you what, they are both absolutely solid. Now, even though my Corsair one is wireless, I pretty much primarily use it in wired mode. I use it wireless Bluetooth when I'm on my Mac, perfectly fine. But I play a lot of Splitgate 2 right now, and the cool thing about both of these keyboards is they both have rapid tap, snappy tap, whatever you want to call it, where you can use both your keys and one overrides the other press. That is a feature I need in my gaming keyboards now, even more than adjustable switches, because kind of adjustable switches, you kind of set it and forget it. And unlike a Speed Silver or a Razer Yellow, which I believe is 1.5 actuation, that's really all I need. I don't mess with it anymore. I don't use rapid trigger, right? But I do need snappy tap, rapid tap, again, whatever it's called. So my A and D, whenever I'm kind of bobbing and weaving left and right, the one key will override the other and let me, again, just dodge really quick there. And both of these keyboards have that feature. And yes, both of them have 8,000 polar rate if that's something you're into. you really only need 1,000. I keep mine at 4,000. But again, both of these keyboards were flawless in the performance department. Now, the one area that is going to differ with these keyboards, which might be the biggest deciding factor for you, especially deciding which one's better than the other or which one you're going to pick up, is the MSRP. The Razer bare bones you can get for 130 bucks. The Corsair bare bones is going to set you back 180 bucks. You're talking $50 difference. And whenever you build the Corsair board out like I have right here with the wireless, I also have the screen, and you know, all the stuff packed into this board can get pretty darn pricey. These are the boards I built how I would want. You're going to build your board out how you want. You probably already have keycaps. You probably already have switches. So I wanted to focus on that bare bones aspect here. And again, you get to build them out to what you want. But let me know down in the comments, which one out of here, out of my build, and then the sound, did you prefer? Which one did you think takes the cake right here? But thank you so much for coming by for this video. I hope it was beneficial and helpful for you. You were able to take something away from it, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope I catch you in the next one. Bye now.